Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancier. I wanted to come and say hello, to wish you a good day, or to welcome you to my channel. I thank you for spending this moment with me. I'm going to pull out a few cards to see what the angel may recommend today. I was going to use another deck, but this one is very soft, very kind, very gentle. Then I'm going to speak about the pulses and breast, and about the way of breathing, some essential understanding. I'm going to do a little joke, comment on that little painting, and do a song. So that's the whole program. For first, we're gonna see what the oracles may be from the angels. The situation is still about listening, about being able to hear what life is telling us, what the heart is telling us. For life is always talking to us, so it is about being more paying attention, to open our ears to what life is saying and follow the guidance as much as possible. For there is a new level of communication that is happening. We're going to discover the language of light. For now, Spirit may talk to us in words, but there are higher ways to communicate. We'll discover once we move beyond the words. What is around the situation is reconfort. Is about finding this safety zone, this well-being, this healing, this comfort. Because freedom comes from the security of love. So we have to create this comfort, find this comfort. And sometimes we are using all kinds of means, but it's good to find it in the most natural way possible, of course. What we see before us is the judgment. It is the ability to allow ourselves to be fair. First, we have to be very fair and fair in our judgment, but it is also a divine dispensation for sometimes life decides something and things change, for it is the will of God that things are always in motion, as Heraclite always said. Nothing can ever be the same. And so there is times of judgments that are this judgment. We do not want to be severe with ourselves or with others in terms of judgment, but we want to accept what life is presenting as in form of and in many sense, sometimes when we see the light in a situation, we are meant to arbiter, to bring a certain clarity in situation as much as possible. In our subconscious, the distant past is serenity. It is we have discovered the potential of finding the inner peace, the well-being that comes through the breath, through the flow, to the ability to breathe without having to project anything in the future or to bring anything back from the past. That is serenity, and we have found that. We just have to learn to work with it. Right now, it is a trial. We are being tried. So it is about allowing this to happen. And yet to understand that we want to move beyond that, and so to allow ourselves to be humble and to ask the universe to be free, ask the universe to move back into unity and love, so you can be fully in appreciation of what the future will hold. For as we move into ascension, we all know that the best is always yet to come. For if we have no certainty of that, we can have hope and trust. We'll definitely make that happen if we trust and hope that. In the near future, we're going to discover a new level of authenticity. We're going to be able to drop the mask and be more of ourselves, to sign ourselves, be true. But first we have to know who we are. For the Oracle of Delft said, know thyself, nothing more. Everything that is more is the ego. Our true self is God. For there is this divine presence, but God is a divine minister that we all have within ourselves. For we have to recognize and be grateful for that presence, grateful for every human being have also this same. They're different. We all have a unique I am presence, but it is in essence they are one, and they are divine being beyond time and space. Yet they are the silent partner. Sometimes in business you have somebody that can finance a business that will remain outside and become a silent partner. And God is like that. He produces the show, but he's a silent partner. He will not impose his will. He will always recommend. He will always suggest. He will always guide. And so, in many sense, as we ascend and move our frequency, our vibration is purified, and we are able to achieve a little bit more. We are able to access to a higher frequency of light. We become able to communicate with our I am presence. Eventually to commune with our I am presence, and eventually to fuse with our I am presence, then at which point we'll become a whole being, and we'll make our way back to the source, back to God. but yet the I am present is the Spirit of God. So it's the minister, it's the great minister. And so I just want you to be aware of that you're never alone. You have the presence of the Creator of the whole universe within you. And so do not forget that, and try to make contact as much as possible in the silence, for it is within the silence that things can be discovered. What we are and what we have in this situation is the solution. For the solution is the solution. Or the solution is just to be attuned, to be receptive to whatever life is giving us. For we have one mouth, but we have 2 eyes and 2 ears. So only speak 20% of the time. Then 40% of the time you watch, and 40% of the time you listen. Of course, you're always watching, and it's a whole process. You don't condition that, but always be very attuned to whatever life is saying. Sometimes there are information can come from anywhere. We do not know. The life works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. So be open to miracles, and anything can happen. What is around us is intuition. It is the card of intuition. So intuition is guiding us. Intuition it opens up to this spirit communication with the higher planes. What we have in our inner emotion is wonderful. It is happiness. In our hopes and fear, we have happiness. So happiness is a condition that we have to make as permanent as possible, regardless of outside conditions. So we have to create the condition of our life so we can maintain that state of happiness, and not to be dependent on situation or people for our joy and happiness. And the outcome is rejoicing, for there is all kinds of new energies that will be coming. So rejoice already. The first oracle of death was rejoice. You are entering into a sacred realm, and you will discover amazing things. So rejoice, being joy. I think it is very important, and we have this new moon coming up. This new moon in Gemini. So new moons are new beginnings. So they're always great opportunity to change, to do something new, to let go of the old in order to move into something new. But we have to let go of many beliefs, habits, and conditioning action. If we want to change something, if we always think the same thing, do the same thing, we'll get the same result. So there is something that needs to be changed in order to get a different result. So we have to follow the heart in that level. For the heart, in truth, we are a heart. There is the only cosmic truth that we are in this plane is we are a heartbeat. Pom pom, pom pom, pom pom. This is the cosmic condition of who we are. The heartbeat is created from the seven dimension. And when the pulses resonate together, like when you meet someone that's like completely, when you're in love with someone, your pulse is the same as the person you're in love with. There is an harmonization of the pulse. But if you meet somebody that's like completely different in beliefs or have different intention or whatever, there is the disharmony between the pulse. When all the pulse work together, there is a sense of harmony. The idea, the understanding is to move your pulse to understand that your pulse has to vibrate with the pulse of the earth. The pulse of the sun above, the great central sun, the great central sun of the galaxy, the great central sun of the universe, and the pulse of God. When all those pulses are aligned, there is a great fusion and dynamic new level of consciousness that opens up. I wanted to briefly talk about a special pulse that we probably won't talk about in the mainstream media, but it's a pulse that's been happening for many years in the Gulf of Yemen. It's like a pulse that comes from the bottom of the ocean. And all the armies around the world, they've been noticing that, and they want to stop it. They want to figure out what it is, and so they all have boats that patrol this plane and this place. But while they're doing that, they're not hurting anyone, so it's okay. They can be there. But eventually, this force will continue with this momentum, and eventually, we will reach, when the time comes, a pitch. It will reach a certain pitch, and this pitch will deactivate all the firearms around the world. They will no longer be functional because this pulse will have deactivate all the firearms and then at which point, if people really want to fight, they're going to have to find stones and sticks and whatever. So if they want to continue fighting, they're going to have to find other ways than using those things, and then they will go back into dust. They will eventually come into dust, and we won't need those kind of those things that are creating so much suffering around the world. I also wanted to talk about the flow, the breath. The breath, everything is given through the breath. Everything that we do is given inside our breath. That's why smoking is so popular as well. You introduce the fire within your lungs, but in a sense, we want to free our breath. As a smoker, I'm ex-smoker. I'm doing a lot of exercise to free myself, to regain my breath in a natural state. We have to learn to breathe consciously, naturally. For oxygen is lucidity, it is the light, and so we want to bring as much light as possible and empty our lungs as much as possible to learn to breathe consciously. Long time ago, somebody asked the Buddha, how long is the Buddha asked his disciples, how long do you think a human life is? And so one of them said 1 day, and the other one said 1 year, and 100 years. And he said, no, a human life is a breath inwards and a breath outwards. That's all. That's all it is. And in many sense, as we breathe consciously, we breathe in light. We envision that that there is a lot of light and photon that enter our body through our lungs, and as we expel, we send out love through our breath. If we are stressed, it is the best way to relieve stress is deep breathing. As you breathe deeply, you breathe in light and oxygen, and you breathe out carbon monoxide and stress. And so it is very important to learn to breathe consciously. There is a great spiritual teacher who lives in California that his name is Maharaji. His name is he goes by Prem Rawat, but I knew him by Maharaji. He was a great teacher who initiated to the knowledge, the 4 meditation techniques. I received those techniques in the early 80s in California, so I'm a Premi. And so I saw in a conference he was talking about something that was quite interesting, and he was talking about what is wealth, and wealth is having something very precious, but not having just a little bit. It's having a lot of something that is very precious, that is to be wealthy. And what is it that we all have that is very precious and we have in abundance? It is our breath. From the first moment that we are born into this physical body, we breathe. And the last thing we'll do before we leave this physical body will be to take the last breath. So in between, we have a countless number of breaths. And so it is important to use that energy, to breathe as consciously as possible. And as we do that, the more oxygen we are able to bring into the more light and oxygen we are able to bring into our body, the faster our lucidity will grow. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a little joke also, but I wanted to show this painting. It's called Love in Motion. They are the symbol of this. The paintings, this like a Francis Bacon kind of. There is a Francis Bacon kind of figure here, and then. The center, there is this. There is this kind of figure that's moving forward with the symbol of the Trinity, and in between there is the symbol of the earth here, and there is this great beam of violet and pink fire flame, and all the painting is really coming. They're all coming out of their own sphere, of their own painting. It's very dynamic. I really like that painting. And it is signed Gilles Mansillon, 2009. I was recommended by I Am Present, so it's good to make a little bit of humor, to utilize humor. Humor is always self humor is always it's something the reversion director are very useful. Even as we ascend, we'll always continue to use humor to detach ourselves from tension. And so before I do this little joke, I wanted to say that from antique Greece, we know that we have to treat peddlers and travelers with respect, because they are messages of God, and so it is not by no means a lack of respect. But it is a story of a young story. Can happen in Paris, but story happened in Paris, but it can happen in any city in the world. It's a sort of story of a young Eastern European person that comes into Paris and is received by his cousin, and he lives in this beautiful apartment, and he says, well, you have a very good quality of life. What do you do? I say, well, I beg, I peddle, I ask for money in the street. So, wow, that's really great. Well, you're going to do it tomorrow. You'll see. We make a really good living. And so the next day comes, and they say, well, you stand on this corner. I go to this other corner. At the end of the day, we'll we'll go and party. And so at the end of the day, the young guy he comes out and he's got like 3-4 euros and little coins, and his cousin comes back with a whole stack of 10 euro bills. And he said, "How come you have so little? What's wrong with you? What do you have written on your little cardboard?" And he said, "Well, I am hungry, I don't have a home, please help me." "Are you crazy? Don't write that. Look at me." It says, and he looks at his cardboard and he says, on the cardboard, he says, "I only need 10 euros to return to my country. Please help me." It's just a little joke. I hope you find it amusing. Please, if you comment, do not ruin the end for those people, so they can discover the joke. I'm gonna finish with a little song. It's a song about traveling. I feel like soon my luggage, I'm gonna have to move to be able to travel. So it is very exciting, and so I'm getting ready for something new. I feel there is a lot of newness that is here for all of us. So it goes like this. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I am standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morning. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. I'm already so lonesome I could cry. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now they don't mean a thing. Every place I go I'll think of you. Every song I sing I'll sing for you. When I come back I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. Now the time has come to leave you. One more time let me kiss you. Then close your eyes and I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come, when I won't have to live alone. About the days when I won't have to say. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, Sunday, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.